No DQ Galaxy, we are live with a recap of Friday Night Smackdown for August 23rd, 2024. We are just over a week away until WWE Bash in Berlin, the pay-per-view event in Berlin, Germany, of course. Shout out to everybody watching this, whether it's live or on demand. I very much appreciate your viewership and support. Let's get started with this recap. We kicked off with footage shown from last week. Roman Reigns taken out by the new Bloodline. And then we had the Grayson Waller Effect with special guest Cody Rhodes, the World Heavyweight Champion. Cody came to the ring. They tried to cause tension between Cody and Kevin Owens. Waller bringing up how Cody takes all the glory while his friends like Kevin Owens get beat up. Waller accused Cody of being a bad friend, and Cody responded by saying that he has never used Kevin Owens, but can Waller say the same thing about Austin Theory? Cody said everyone is just waiting for Theory to do something about Waller using him. Now, Waller had something to show Cody, and it was a video package of Owens betraying numerous people over the years, including Chris Jericho. Jericho shown on SmackDown. He made 2 shows this week. Good for Jericho. 2 different promotions. Kevin Owens came out there. He said that everybody except for Kofi Kingston had it coming. I guess even Sami Zayn had it coming. And Owens brought out general manager Nick Aldis, asked about a tag team match. Aldis said it's a done deal. But then, of course, a fight broke out, and Owens went for a stunner. It ended up being countered, and Owens was shoved into Cody to tease a little bit of dissension between Owens and Cody. I agree 100% with Walter Cruz, Rage of Wrestling. I've seen this routine so many times. I know some younger fans out there probably find it very exciting, but going back to like the 90s, this has been done countless times. Remember Shawn Michaels and Psycho Sid leading up to Survivor Series 96? This is basically that storyline. I remember Shawn Michaels and Sid were teaming up, but then, they back into each other, turn around. Can they trust each other? I just find it boring. It's very generic as far as storytelling goes. It's been done repeatedly over the years. So this was okay, but nothing I haven't already seen dozens of times going back 30 plus years. We had LA Knight versus Santos Escobar for the United States Championship. You had Angel and Berto attacking LA Knight before the match even got started. They were ejected from ringside by the referee, as was Elektra Lopez. So it was one-on-one. LA Knight, of course, refused to stop the match. He had the referee ring the bell, and we had our match. LA Knight almost won with a roll-up, but then Santos quickly got the upper hand. Santos took LA Knight to the outside, came off the barricade with double knees, sending LA Knight against the announce table. And then back in the ring, Santos came off the top with the frog splash. Knight was able to kick out of that. Knight made his comeback, and it was back and forth a little bit. Knight then came off the top with the LA Knight elbow drop, as only he can do. And then he picked up the win with the BFT. No surprise here. First successful title defense for LA Knight. Good match. And then backstage, Carmelo cut a promo when he was confronted by Andrade. Now, they are in fact doing another match. It is, talk about stuff we've already seen numerous times over the years. This is like Booker T and Chris Benoit's best of 7 series, or Sheamus and Cesaro's best of 7 series. We got another match with Andrade and Carmelo. Are they going to be teaming up? Is this where it's going? We're going to get them fighting a bunch of times, and then they're going to have this mutual respect for each other. Like, where is this going? They're doing another match next week. The series continues. So there you go. Backstage, Santos Escobar very unhappy with Angel and Humberto. Now, there was a comment from Jerry bringing up, could this be leading to Berto and Garza being kicked to the curb for Penta and Rey Fenix? That would be interesting. I would not rule that out by any means. I could definitely see that happening at some point. We had a 6-woman tag team match. By the way, my favorite wrestler of all time, Baron Corbin, was backstage with Apollo Crews, and they were laughing at Legado del Fantasma. They get their little 5 seconds of TV time. So congrats to Baron Corbin on getting your TV time. We had Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, the tag team champions, teaming up with Blair Davenport versus Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi. WWE did confirm that there will be a women's tag team title match at Bash in Berlin. Fire and Dawn will be defending against Jade and Bianca Belair. There you go. We're actually getting women's tag team titles on the line. So Bianca had the early momentum. Then the heels got the upper hand for a while. Then Jade Cargill got the hot tag, and she cleaned house. Power bombs, all for big moves. And then Naomi came in. Things broke down with all 6 women in the ring. Bianca came off the top with a dive to the outside. And then in the ring, Naomi got the win over Blair Davenport with the springboard moonsault. It was a solid match. Naomi picks up a win. Blair Davenport takes an L, so she's already losing. But people have been saying Naomi needs more wins. Well, she got a win here. And we'll see if we get new tag team champions. We'll talk about this next Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, our official Bash in Berlin predictions. Speaking of Bash in Berlin, we had a video package, which was very well done. I think this was more effective in building up the pay-per-view than anything else on this show. We had Natalia doing the narration and talking about the March 3rd, 1997 edition of Raw, which was the first time Raw aired outside of North America. I believe they did a show in Toronto a few weeks before that, but this was the first one completely outside of North America. It also, I think, was one of the lowest rated Raws, maybe the lowest rated at that point. And they revamped the show big time after that. They changed it to Raw is War, and the rest was history. This was the first European Championship match. It was Owen Hart versus British Bulldog. Very underrated match, in my opinion. Really great match. One of the best Raw matches, maybe the best Raw match in history up to that point in the 4-year history of Monday Night Raw. Definitely a match worth going back and checking out. And it was cool to see Owen Hart and the British Bulldog and Bret Hart all featured in this video. Well done. Like I said, this got me more excited for Bash in Berlin than anything else on this show. We had a Bloodline promo that came to the ring. Solo Sikoa said the OTC is DONE. And Solo said he's next in line for a championship match. So they're dragging this out. I guess Solo's getting another title opportunity. And the crowd was chanting, "We want Roman." Solo said Roman wasn't there. And in fact, Roman was not there. No Roman Reigns on this show. They're teasing that he's gone again. He's not coming back. They're dragging it out. for whatever reason. I guess we got to wait till October now until Roman returns. Maybe he returns sooner. But what's very interesting is he was advertised for the first SmackDown on USA Network, and he is no longer being advertised. Very interesting to me. I figured they would do Roman versus Solo on that first show to pop a number, but as of this moment, Roman Reigns not advertised for that show. Interesting. I mean, I'm not really happy about it because I was hoping to see Jimmy Uso come back and, let's start building things up for Survivor Series. They still got a couple more months, though. Keep in mind, we're still in the lame duck period until SmackDown officially moves over to USA Network. So anyways, the main point of this segment was Solo Sikoa took the tag team title away from Jacob Fatu and gave it over to Tonga Loa. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa are the tag team champions. Solo wants Jacob to be his enforcer, which I thought that was already what Jacob was. He was Solo's enforcer, his right-hand man. He was what Solo was to Roman Reigns. So I don't really get that, but okay. Just in case we weren't 100% sure, Jacob Fatu is the enforcer for Solo Sikoa. Shout out to Building Nexus, who sent in a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Building Nexus. Says, what if at some point the new bloodline destroys the Ula Fala so Roman Reigns cannot have it? Well, I think that's silly, especially after that pop Roman Reigns got. I feel like Roman's got to get it back at some point. Although, what if The Rock is the one that destroys it? I don't see them doing it, though, because to them, it's like a crucifix for Christians. Like it is a holy item for them. I don't actually think that they will do that, but hey, if anybody was going to do it, maybe The Rock would do it to send a message to Roman Reigns or piss him off. I don't know, but I don't know if they'll do that or not. I feel like it's too sacred of an item in the Samoan culture for them to do that. I agree with Jerry. We had our tag team title match, Street Profits going up against Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa for the tag team titles. Match was good. Exactly what you would expect with these teams in this situation. The Profits aren't winning their filler match, but it was a good match for what it was. Pretty standard, though. Bloodline got the upper hand for a while. You had Solo and Jacob Fatu out there, so you kind of knew where this was going. Street Profits got the hot tag, or Dawkins got the hot tag after the break. Things started to break down, and then Solo yelled at Dawkins. Fort did his move over the top, running over the top corner, jumping out onto the Tongas, but then Jacob Fatu attacked Street Profits with super kicks while the referee was distracted, and then Tama Tonga was able to pin Angelo Dawkins, and Bloodline retains. No real surprise there. Match was fine. Then DIY ran out there to make the save, but the numbers game caught up with them. They got laid out as well. Solo Sikoa took out DIY with the Samoan spike twice. Both of them were laid out. And then backstage, Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae had a little cameo. I guess that heel push is over. The two of them were concerned. They were checking in on Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. We then had before our main event, I should say, we had a Michin video package. They're setting her up for next week, a street fight with Nia Jax. And then we had footage backstage of Nia Jax. She was not happy with Tiffany Stratton and Pretty Deadly because Michin was able to ruin the celebration last week. And Nia vowed to give them a beating of a lifetime next week, and she told Tiffany and Pretty Deadly to fix her crown, so they left, and then Nia overheard Chelsea Green and Piper Niven gossiping about Tiffany maybe cashing in Money in the Bank on Nia after the match next week, and Nia was not happy with them and gave them a bit of a warning to shut the hell up. So we had our main event of the evening, which was Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens versus Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Very standard, almost like a house show tag team match. Just your basic match. Bad guys got the heat on Kevin Owens for a while. Then Cody tags in, does some of his signature moves like the cutter, but for a bit, Theory and Waller regain the upper hand. Then Owens tags back in, comes off the top with the swanton. Then Theory makes the save. Cody hits the crossroads on Theory. And then Kevin Owens finishes off Grayson Waller with the pop-up powerbomb and scores the 1-2-3 victory. And then we had a little recap of all the matches for Bash in Berlin. And SmackDown ended with Kevin Owens grabbing the WWE Championship, walking over like he was going to hit Cody with the title, but instead handed the title over to him, and the two hugged, and that was it. So a little bit more dissension teased, but that was about it. Not too much to really build up heat for this, just little teases. All in all, I thought SmackDown was a filler show. It was skippable. Wrestling was good. Not much in the way of storyline advancements. Crowd was hot. Washington, D.C., they had a packed house for this one. And they were into the show. But I think it was pretty weak by current WWE standards. I'd probably go with a C+. I really think if you skipped this SmackDown, you're really not missing much. If you just want to watch a good wrestling show on Friday night, it did its job, but not too much innovative or outside of the box on this show. It was like, well, we got the B pay-per-view coming up. We're just going to stick to what we know works, our basic tag matches, a little bit of a tease. We're going to go back to 1996 when Shawn Michaels and Sid Vicious were two good guys going for the title, and they kind of teased dissension. And of course, back then too, they brought up how Sid was known for stabbing people in the back, and he was going to stab Shawn in the back too. So it's basically the same storyline. It was okay. Okay, SmackDown. Don't need to go out of your way to really watch anything, in my opinion. So I know it's not the cool thing to be critical of WWE right now. They're red hot. Show's okay. WWE is going to keep doing great business, but this one, you really don't need to watch it if you missed it. Just my take. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. And, this A-Town Down Under storyline, too, seems to be dragging forever. I was kind of hoping maybe Jimmy would have returned on this show or something. I feel like they're just dragging this Bloodline storyline out even more now. And Waller in Theory, like when are they going to pull the trigger on that too? It's just like, come on now, let's have something move along here. They're moving at a snail's pace, but I think the patience will pay off eventually. I'm sure once we get the big moments with Jimmy and Roman Reigns coming back, it's going to be great. Roman Reigns returns again. They're getting that next graphic ready. You just know it. Anyways, guys, take care. Have a happy weekend. Stay safe out there. Follow NoDQ.com. I will be doing live coverage of All In on Sunday. Check that out. Say yes to NoDQ.com, and I will see you all next time.